Today we are going to be recapping everything that the internet has been talking about, over from news pages to streamer topics, over to things that hit the explore page over on X. We are going to be talking about everything that kind of went viral in the last little bit. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's start off with this post by Disturdo over here, guys. This streamer does not actually exist. She is 100% AI generated. This already looks insane and it's a video. Let's see what we got going on over here. Wow, dude, and even the gameplay over there, I don't think there's a big tell over here. I'm going to maximize it over here, guys. Dude, that is actually wild. I don't see anything wrong with this picture. I don't see anything wrong with it. Even the background's a little bit blurred, but you can chalk that up to being the camera. Wow. I'm actually, like, even the text on the screen over here, you don't need to see it over here. A lot of times AI has a problem with the hands. The hands look good too, man. And sorry, I just realized that my camera was covering a lot of that. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, usually the giveaway for AI is a lot of text, but that's been improving over time. The microphone looks good. Man, wow, that's actually insane. I can't believe where this is going, man. It's even this world is going to it's going downhill fast. I know this is kind of harmless, to be honest with you, like just watching this video, but like the potential of this technology is absolutely incredible. That streamer's AI generated. Like, how long is it going to be before we actually just watch AI streamers and we don't know about it? The technology is advancing so fast. Andy Mayan had this to say: I wouldn't be surprised in a year or two if OF gets swarmed with AI women being controlled by dudes just fulfilling the most disgusting requests from the other guys for money. AI is going to cook everything. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. It's already happening on OF, and I would imagine that this has been happening for a little while. Timmy ended up replying and saying, isn't that a thing that's already been here for over a year or so? This influencer has nearly 150 million Instagram followers and makes over probably a lot of money, but wow, dude. Yeah, like there are some giveaways that this type of stuff is AI generated over here, but this one looks good. I don't see a problem with it. I don't. Man, this is insane. Stuff like this blows my mind, guys. Like, but yeah, this is definitely going to happen. It's already happening. And when you have a lot of guys, which I know there's a lot of guys already behind like this sort of activity, when you have guys doing it, fulfilling the deepest and darkest desires of man, they are going to profit so much. It's always the hands. There's another reply to it. And I didn't notice this. It looked good from the video. Perhaps like if you pause the video, then you could see a couple giveaways, but at the rate this is improving, man, at the rate that the technology is increasing, it's not going to be long before the hands are absolutely no problem. Just look at the text and how far that's come, guys. Scopey13 had this to say: it's insane and kind of scary. The internet's going to be the point where we can't trust anything we see unless it's a person in real life. I'm already there. There's a lot of things that I question about AI, like even on TikTok and stuff. Emperor Yeti had this to say: how long before the OF girls start protesting they've lost their jobs to AI? Dude, that's probably going to happen too. And you know what's going to happen is like they're going to start like advertising themselves as like 100% real, non-robotic, you know? And some people are going to find a little bit of fulfillment in that, but the problem is the AI is only going to get better and better, and it's going to slowly start rewiring everybody's brains, and even more that they already have been, to be attracted to something that real women cannot provide. It's going to get that way. Just mark my words. It might take a few years, but it's going to happen. Come on, guys. 1,200 of you. Yeah, like, but let's be honest right now. It's a good looking streamer. It really is. The technology fascinates me, but it scares me so much at the same time, man. Let's continue on to another post that made the rounds in the internet. Non-aesthetic Things posted this: Tom Holland's dad acting normal in front of Emma Watson. Isn't this a little old? I feel like I've seen this a little while ago, but yeah, he's like, I wonder if Tom Holland had the conversation of, hey dad, look natural, please. Tom, dad, Emma Watson's coming this way, act normal. It's so good, dude. That is certainly a smile. Yeah, somebody's a little excited to see Emma Watson there. Tom, I'm not looking. Yeah, that's probably what he's doing too. Did the dude even acknowledge her? Because I feel like it'd be a little bit proper to acknowledge her. Emma Watson giving a speech on feminism. Is this real? Dude, there's no way. Dude. Is that real? Dude, I was going to say like, okay, well, this one's actually not looking at her ass, but the other three are over here, but then it switches. It just looks down. Oh my God. Guys, I don't know if this is real or not, and this is a problem with AI, but okay, like that's totally Emma Watson. There's no way. Like us at a speech about feminism. Wow. Wow, guys. Let's continue on to the next post over here. Blaze Binges had this to say. Name a fictional character that can lift this up. I don't know. Obviously you can say Thor, but who else would be worthy? Let's take a look at some replies. I can't come up with anything off the top of my head, okay? Optimus Prime, very true. Optimus would absolutely be able to lift Thor's hammer. 100%, I completely agree with that. Superman, I know a little bit less about Superman, but probably he seems a very noble superhero. Goku, never watched Dragon Ball Z, but I would imagine that he could also lift Thor's hammer. Homelander. Yeah, I guess we're going to go with a big no on that one, even though I do understand that that one's satire. SpongeBob! I know SpongeBob is like pure heart and everything. Like, what are exactly the requirements to lift Thor's hammer? I'm not entirely sure. But I don't know, for some reason, I just find it difficult to believe that SpongeBob will be able to pick up the hammer. Regardless, let's continue on over to the next post. Godfrey G. Golden had this to say. I've been seeing people making fun of cave divers, but genuinely, how do you get out of this situation? I've seen a lot of videos on this, and it makes me cringe all of the time seeing these cave divers. I don't understand how you can put yourself in that sort of experience, and knowing that this could possibly happen, I don't understand, like, why you would possibly want to do this. Like, there's no way you can get yourself out of the situation. You would need to call for help, but how do you call for help unless someone's on the surface, like, expecting you to ascend? It's impossible to get out on your own. Even with assistance from a rescue team, it's difficult. In this case, they couldn't even get his body out. He's still down there. Oh, is this a real story about a real guy? Well, all I can hope is that he's okay. How do you get in his situation? Yeah. It's people crawling in caves and they're not supposed to be. They turned it into a meme. He knew he was close. Just eat your way out just a little bit more, dude. Let's continue on. Oh, there was another reply to it. Sorry about that, guys. If you're new to the channel over here, we have these topics picked out for us. So there is another reply. Every time I see this image, my adrenals start firing. Yep, same here, dude. I cannot believe that people actually do that to themselves. Regardless, let's continue on to the next topic for the video today, guys. Dexterdo posted this, and Jack Doherty landed on his head while doing tricks on his dirt bike. Let's see what this is all about. Ow, that's a crash.
You good?
Dude, he's lucky.
Holy shit.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god. Yeah, that had to have hurt, man.
My god.
What are you just leaving it there for, though?
I don't know, I hit my head.
You good? Helmet.
Yeah, really. You had a helmet, he says. Did you see the way his neck crunched? Oh, hang on, let's see. Let's slow it down. Oh my god. Oh, actually, he might have landed on the side of his head a little bit. He lucked out, dude. He lucked out. Oh, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, he landed on the side of his head, but still, that is bad, man. That's bad. I cannot imagine what the comments are going to be like on this one. His body cards couldn't protect him from the concrete. Okay, that's a good one. Guys, come on. Sorry. Sophie D replied and said, always wear protection. We're just going to keep going with that one. The number of people in the comments wishing he wasn't alive after that is insane. They act like he is literal Satan or something. Yeah, I don't know too much about him. I know that he just picks on people on purpose and then gets his bodyguards to go, whoa, 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 as soon as like somebody's giving him any pushback. I don't know what else he does. We took a look at that car situation from a little while ago on stream, and that was definitely handled poorly, but I don't know anything about him like being a bad person or anything. But anyways, guys, let's continue on over to the next topic. Billie Eilish's brother is getting backlash for dating someone who looks like her. Yeah. She does look like her, doesn't she? I mean, it's not... Yeah. Oh. That's rough. Wow. The replies are going to be great on this one, too, eh? The reaction when men just try to be happy. I typically, like, I know people just ride men for no reason, but, like, it does kind of look like his sister, dude. It's a little bit weird. I knew they were boinking. The sister and brother. Just needed a little bit more of that. Don't people normally end up with people who look like their family? I thought that was a thing everyone knew. You don't want to bang your sister, but most people bang someone who looks like their sister. My wife looks nothing like my sister. Please tell me this isn't a real thing. My wife looks nothing like my sister, and I love my sister with all my heart, and she's one of the best people on this entire planet, but I would never want to be romantically involved with somebody who looks like my sister. I understand if you're talking about like the saying, a proper saying, and one that has been shown since the beginning of time, is like a girl marries her father, in the sense that she looks for some of the same qualities. That's a thing, but people don't marry the people who look like their family. Like the only way that I can kind of see people, you know, equating that is if like, okay, you grew up around a bunch of men who were really healthy and in shape, then you would want a man who looks healthy and in shape, you know? But just to look like your sister, I don't think that's normal. It's not a thing that everybody knows, man. Let's continue on to the next post. Amaranth says she would fight Pokimane in a boxing match. I saw this. I didn't see the clip, but I saw that apparently Amaranth did ask to fight or said that she'd be down to fight Pokimane in a boxing match. Could you imagine the numbers that this would do? Just imagine it. It would be a very sloppy fight, and as a fan of martial arts, as a fan of MMA, this would not be a pleasant experience to watch, but imagine the numbers. I wouldn't blame them if they do that.
Okay, who would you want to fight?
Pokimane.
Pokemon, that would be
I don't think she would.
That'd be a battle for the ages.
Pillow fight, she says. Oh. Can you imagine the numbers that one would do? Wow.
Never contacted you.
Paid tickets only.
The business is always working.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. It did get a little clickbaited there, but I understand that's, I don't know if that's the name of the show or something, but regardless, yeah, the numbers that would do would be absolutely insane. I don't know who would win that fight. I don't know much about either of them, and I don't imagine that either of them are capable of fighting, right? But I just have a really hard time seeing Pokimane actually like throwing a punch. I can see Amaranth at least like throwing like a very like angry shot at somebody, you know, not necessarily that it'll be powerful or anything. At least I could see her like screaming or something, and I could see her like throwing a slap at somebody, you know, I could see that. But Pokimane, and I'm not saying like, I know. I'm not sitting down talking about like one of the Twitch, you know, one of the the donators over here on Twitch, like, oh my god, Pokimane, my Pokimane could never even hurt. It's just as harmless as a butterfly flying in the wind, you know, something like that. I'm not saying that. I have a hard time seeing her being aggressive, you know. Okay, let's continue on to what Carlos had to say. She looks great after that failed crypto heist at her mansion. Glad she recovered so quickly. Oh yeah, that's true. I guess maybe it was fake after all, eh? Wait, Amaranth first ever boxing fight, and this is what happened? You alright, she backed out of it? I didn't know this. Amaranth versus Maichi? I don't know. I don't even know who that is. Huh. Weird. I guess she did have a boxing match. Dude, it's smart for them to get into boxing matches. Hi, Carly. Yep. Dude, there's no way it would match this GOAT performance that Victoria's had, okay? Let's continue on. Oh, I saw this, okay? Thomas Sowell Quotes had this to say, Hollywood actor Anthony Mackie, for the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They've killed masculinity in our communities. I've seen this. We'll go through with it. We'll comment on it because, you know what? We'll comment on it. Just listen to this, okay?
I keep my boys humble. Like, my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. You know, my boys don't do all that internet fly shit.
And that's nice. That's nice. It's probably, like, for the most part, the proper way to raise your kids. But, of course, like, we can dive a little more deeper into that.
Like your kids. And, no, I don't give a... I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Do not. And my oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad.
And it's nice. Like, that's how the father's supposed to be. You're supposed to be a little, like, not necessarily fearful of your dad, but it turns into fearful, but you need to be respectful about your father, and it's nice that, and of course, like, I'm assuming that he's telling the truth over here. For the sake of the video, I'm not going to dive into, like, oh, I don't know, does he actually behave like that at home? We just have to take him at his word, of course. Like, if he is like this at home, then it seems like he's a very involved father, and that's great, especially somebody for his status.
Because once you get one that's right, he's going to straighten the other ones out. Mm-hmm. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And you too, I'm very grateful to be on this platform over here. I would never suggest such a thing and be like, hey, we might need to bring that back, okay? We might need to bring that back. But I'm just showing of like this crazy thing that Anthony Mackie's saying over here.
For one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. Right. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men.
You know, isn't it crazy? Like, it's something that blows my mind is that these types of conversations need to be had. Isn't that just normal? Shouldn't that just be the standard for every man? And then over the years, that type of attitude has been beaten completely over and over again out of men with the schools, with social media, everything. That is what being a man is all about. being respectful, taking care of your mom, taking care of your wife. That is being a man, and that's being beaten out of the youth today. I used to love talking about this and having all the I have all the talking points, guys. Like, honestly, like talking about like why masculinity could be great. You know, I understand that, but I'm at the point now, and I don't know if it's a thing that comes with age or if it's just like the way the world's turned out. I don't know, truthfully. I'm so sick of having the conversation about like, okay, why is that bad? I don't need to prove to you why taking care of your mother is bad. I don't need to prove it to you. I don't. It's objectively a good thing, you know, stuff like that. I just can't believe that things like this need to be said.
And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night, this alarm is on, you text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
My dad did that with me. Besides the texting, I didn't have a phone when I was, and I don't remember how old he just said, but my dad always told that about me, make sure you protect your mom. And I remember, I always sit back and I remember a really good time because my mom was so impressed with me. And I don't know if she was like, she probably was impressed, but I don't know if she was impressed or just like kind of forming me into the man that she wanted me to become. I remember when I was a kid, I had to have been like 12 years old or something like that. I had to have been around that, where my dad was away and he used to say that to me, like, you're going to be the man of the house, protect your mom. He used to say all that stuff. And I remember this like it was yesterday because I remember the look on my mom's face and like how impressed she was, where we heard something outside and it almost sounded like it was a person like in the backyard. So I took the dog out, I took a light and I went out with the dog and I just to check it out. And thankfully nothing was there, but that's the type of stuff that you do. I know maybe I was a little bit older than 12, but you get the point. It's what you need to do for the youth today. And my dad always instilled that to me to be able to protect my mom. And I know that like, obviously there would have been an issue if someone's there, and we had a very protective dog. We had a very capable dog. So that's probably why my mom was comfortable with me going out. You know, it was cool. And I hold that memory, you know, like it's things like that we need to instill into our children.
I love that.
Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing. You can have all the celebrity in the world, jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you got to have a little guard in there, you know? And so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
Hold up.
I don't know if it's necessarily American masculinity. It's just masculinity. That's probably what we should be teaching. But then we can dive into like because seriously, what's the difference between Canadian masculinity and American masculinity? You know, like I would imagine that masculinity is just masculinity. But I know a lot of people have been really riding Anthony Mackie on this because of what he just said about Captain America. We did make a video on that. It's escaping me at the moment what channel I made that on. I think I made it over in Clenema because we were talking about movies. Because he talked about, you know, Captain America not necessarily being American. I understood his point, and from everything that we've seen from like this type of clip, Anthony Mackie seems like a well-adjusted guy. Perhaps that just came out wrong. That's kind of where I'm leaning on this entire situation. But you know what? It very well could just be backtracking. He does want to be loved by people, right? But regardless, let's continue on. Like the top reply over here said this: trying to recover his image after saying Captain America shouldn't represent America. Like, I just think that he got his point across incorrectly because, but again, we can talk about that, and I'm open to the idea. You know what? This could very well be damage control, but we've heard him say similar things, have we not, before that? Regardless, the comment section in this video highlights so many of America's current issues. Anthony makes a comment with 100% sense that anyone should agree with, and the message is just lost. Yeah, there's always going to be those people, 100% sense. You sit down, you tell me in the comment section exactly what was wrong with what he just said. I'm just looking to prove him wrong, of course, YouTube. I would never, like, align my own views with that, okay? Raising young men like this, unfortunately, is preparing them for a world that doesn't exist anymore. To be honest, it probably does them more harm than good. What? No, you have to also arm them with the information that there is a battle on masculinity. You just have to, and there's a time and place for it, you know? You have to navigate the world carefully now. But you need to raise them properly. Absolutely. So no, that does not do them more harm than good. How else are you going to raise them, okay? He's an actor. Never trust an actor to be authentic. He says what the people around him want to hear. Look up his comments about Captain America. I want to like him. My only reason not to is that he talks from both sides of his mouth. I haven't seen him really say anything else. From what I've seen from Anthony Mackie, it's typically pretty good. But maybe that's just the clips that I've seen from him. Who knows? I don't hate the guy. I've seen him, but I also am on the team to never trust an actor to be authentic. I understand these people are actors. I understand that their opinions on the internet are not necessarily their own. That's possible. But I would also argue if Anthony Mackie is saying something like that. I believe he's less likely to be being controlled. You know, he's going against the push there. Regardless, let's continue on to what Jake Lucky had to say over here. Twitch streamer Carney Jared full combo through Fire and Flames at 200% speed on Guitar Hero, something that has never been done before. He spent 9 months and 50,000 attempts to achieve this. Actually insane. We're going to mute this because, of course, the music over there. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I don't, like, this is insane. He goes through the entire thing. Like, even all towards at the end, I know he gets, like, super hyped up at the end. I've seen this clip. We've talked about this, and that's probably what I'm going to point you to over here. I don't understand how you could possibly even do this. I can't play Guitar Hero on medium. Look, he did it. Wow. The chat's going crazy, though. He did it. We love to see it, man. It's pretty cool. And there's been some good and some bad coming along with this. This is how this is how they should have to enter the codes for nuclear weapons. Could you imagine? It took him 50,000 tries. So if you want entering the code for our nuclear weapons to fail 49,000 times. Dude, could you imagine? Yeah, they would never get into that. Imagine if bro spent time learning an actual instrument. I understand, like, the people that say this, man, but it's also a hobby. If people like to play Guitar Hero, they can play Guitar Hero. I'm on team. I would, I think it'd be cool to learn a guitar. Like, honestly, I think it'd be cool to learn an actual instrument, but I'm not going to hate on the guy, okay? There's always this one, eh? There's always this one. But hey, that's going to be an accurate comment if he gets famous off of Twitch from this. It's going to be a very accurate comment because he's going to be swimming, okay? I don't even understand how this is possible. This is exactly how I feel about it. The people who play Guitar Hero at the length that they do, I can't wrap my brain around how it works. I just can't, dude. I'm sorry. I just can't. Let's continue on to the next reply over here. Such an utter tragic waste of human talent. You've seen a lot of this. You've seen a lot of people, you know, a lot of women talking about Guitar Hero not necessarily being the most attractive. And actually, we did cover it in a YouTube video, a dedicated one with a very viral tweet talking about how this is unattractive to women. Check it out right here, guys, because it is a crazy story. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, everybody.